slaves was just okay with getting beat and whipped and not trying to do what's necessary to come up out of that. That's not true. It was a whole bunch of slave revolts. It was a whole bunch of fighting and bloodshed. You see what I'm saying? You're right. There's a lot of history about shit that has taken place with us, but we need to do our best to learn about it, right? See, that's the thing, Mac. Look up John Henry Clark. Look up Claude Anderson. Look, there's a lot of individuals I can mention, fam, who go past slavery. You right. The history books and a lot of information that we get here in America starts at slavery. But if you, there are African and Black American historians, bro, who go way further back. And all you have to do is have an open mind, intake the information. Whatever you ain't fucking with, you ain't fucking with. But there's a lot of information about how we got here. There's a lot of information about the African tribes that were like the African spirituality and how we didn't pray to a god. Like we didn't have some almighty being that we spoke to. It was more less like on some voodoo shit where it was chanting and it was silence and it was the universe and the environment that we're praying to and our ancestors opposed to a god-like figure. You see what I'm saying? So yes, things go back way further than slavery. It's just up to us to do the due diligence. It's up to us to give a fuck enough. You see what I'm saying? And with us being in the information age, it's all you can find information about how we got here. You can find information about if you want to know what did African people practice in Africa, if you want to know who they prayed to, what their spiritual systems was, all this is available. A family, hit me offline. Like if you want the name of some books, I got a library with so many goddamn books. Some of them I haven't even read yet. Let's start doing the knowledge. Let's make that part cool. This is part of the reason why I was talking about the sister Tasha K, who interviewed the brother Young Pharaoh. Family, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that. Like what you saying to me, Mac, I understand what you're saying, bro, and I'm gonna look at that critically. Like I'm not gonna just shun you and say, oh no, we wasn't no Aboriginal people. The Indians wasn't here. No, I think there's a truth to all this. Let's look it up. Let's talk about it. Let's be able to make a statement about what I believe is true. And if I find out otherwise, come right back here and say, look, I was wrong. This is the real shit. Let's get to that. You see what I'm saying? Fuck this ego. No, fuck, put your ego to the side, man. We at war. So sometimes I feel like this. We at the bottom of a goddamn slave ship argument. Well, nigga, you ain't all the way black. Well, nigga, you know y'all wasn't here first. You know they ain't find the slave ship. So what? So what? Newsflash. So what? We all at the bottom of a slave ship arguing. Let's some of these petty differences. Let's worry about this shit later. How about we get free first? How about we get reparations first? How about we get a code of conduct that most of us follow when it comes to how we treat each other? Okay, look. So, Mac, question for you, brother. This is good. This is good dialogue. What do we do now? Because me and you can go back and forth about when we got here, when we wasn't here. Would you consider, Mac, answer this question for me, bro. Would you consider me and you the same? Answer me that. Are me and you on the same team? This will help answer my bigger question. Talk to me about that. Are me and you on the same team? Like if we get pulled over in the car by some cops, do you think one of them is gonna look at you? I'm just this as an example. Do you think one of them gonna look at you and say, whoa, we can't arrest this one. He's Aboriginal. He's one of the Indians. Put him to the side. We ain't gonna fuck with him. Do you actually think that's gonna happen? Do you think when we are looked at in this society by the powers that be, do you think they're deliberating who was here first and who's African, who's Aboriginal, who has the one drop rule, who's half black? Do you think that is actually coming into play when we talk about our liberation in this country? Me personally, Mac, you can give me an answer, bro. I don't think so. I just did a video about this brother named, God damn it, David Loyola. David Loyola. I think he's somewhere in Florida, an African brother, African immigrant, right? African immigrant, been here since 2015. The cops, he got pulled over by the cops. He got out the car, which is something I don't recommend. He got out the car, tried to run. No gun, no nothing. Supposedly the car was stolen, quote unquote. He got out the car. The cop chased him down, threw him on the ground, put a gun to his head, blew his fucking brains out. Now, important question, bro. What do you think he's seen him as? Do you think he said, this is one of those real Africans, I'm going to go light on him? He's really from the motherland. He ain't like one of the American Negroes. No. He shot his ass just like he would shoot me, just like he would shoot you. So yes, what you're talking about right now is important conversation, and I don't mind having it. But at the end of the day, we at War, family, we can talk about in-house drama later. Like a lot of this shit, family, think about it, Mac. This is in-house drama. This is like some shit we can talk about over beer or something. But when the shit go down, don't we got to be together? Don't we got to be unified? You see what I'm saying? Because look, last thing I'll talk about, and again, every time I see a video, I always seek the context. I always say I don't know what happened before or after. But speaking about nigga shit, I seen a video of a black man. I'm assuming it was his son he was trying to shoot. So he's trying to shoot his son, and his son's holding a baby. So effectively, he could kill 2 generations with one. Well, hold on one second. See? So here's the thing. So before I get to the video I seen, me talk to the brother Mac real quick. Mac, so here's the thing, bro. We got to know how to have both conversations, but still at a level of unity. Because what you was just saying, bro, I've seen people come to blows damn near about this conversation, or have a intellectual masturbation contest, right? Where they're fighting to see who's right, and it gets disrespectful and loud, and we need to stop that shit. What you saying is important, but that's secondary to how we getting attacked. That's secondary to the fact that if tomorrow we all got to suit up in a race war, God forbid, we all gonna be on the same side, right? See, petty differences. Because I have a problem at times with like how the LGBT movement is kind of, it seemed like it thwarts the black movement at times. It seems like the propaganda and the commercialization of it, and sometimes I don't feel right about how that is affecting our community, like how the propaganda and how we're being manipulated to a degree, right? But same thing about my gay brothers and sisters, gay men, bi men, trans men, pick your goddamn name, like whatever you want, him, she, he, we, be, fuck all that, whatever you want to call yourself, right? If the shit go down tomorrow and we got to fight, trans man, get this motherfucking gun and let's get it popping, right? At the end of the day, that's how it's going to be. So our differences need to be discussed in a unification type manner where we can discuss it, possibly disagree, and still move forward together. Let me tell you something. When we talk at the dominant white society, right? Do we know that white businessmen dislike each other and still make deals every day? I repeat, white businessmen don't like each other. Don't like each other, but for the greater good, for a bigger point, for something greater than themselves, they're going to put those petty differences to the side to fuck with each other. This is something we need to practice. I know we stolen Africans. I know we got these weird ass last names, but we got to come to some type of resolve or in 30 years, I'm going to hate to see anybody black. If there's anybody my complexion still out this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, real quick, I seen a video about a black man was shooting a gun at another young black man that had a baby in his hand. So the point I was making is, from what I seen about the video, this is his son. He's pointing a gun at his son, right? So effectively, because the gun jammed, thank God, he pointed a gun at his son who was holding a 7-month-old baby. If this ain't the worst of us, I don't know what is, family. The black family. When it comes to us being parents and us having children in a family and building a legacy, we need to think closely about what the fuck we doing. First things first, black people, listen to the sound of my voice. All of us shouldn't have kids. You heard me say it. Everybody shouldn't have children. Just because your dick work and your vagina work don't mean you should procreate. Some of us then been through so much trauma, we aren't capable of being the kind of parents we may need to be to create a structured, mild-mannered, productive environment for a kid. Because we could talk about racism, we could talk about all the bullshit we have to go through, and I know a lot of our traumas are on autopilot. I get that, and I understand that, family. I completely understand that, right? But at the end of the day, we have a say-so. Like, our level of accountability is important. How accountable we are when it comes to procreating, when it comes to the decisions that we make. Yes, white supremacy is real, but you still have the ability to make decisions, family. You still have the ability to create discernment on whether it is you want to do said thing. Like, stop the bullshit. See? Both can be true at the same time. I think that's true, Mac. Like, I can't negate the fact that, like, some of our history, like, the majority of how America operates, I get that. But I will say, that's why I rely on my ancestors, bro. I rely on the older black men and women who've done the knowledge and has a knowledge base based on research and experience, and I pull from them. Take that information, take a little bit of that information to come up with my perspective. But I think it is out there, bro. You're right. It's been mixed up, but that's why I believe there are white scholars who have information that can be useful. But from my travels, I go right to the black scholars. I go right to the scholars that have spent the bulk of their lives narrating our history and gaining perspective from our history. You see what I'm saying? And even then, I'm still using discernment. You see what I'm saying? So it's important, family, but we got to start somewhere. And looking at this video where this black man is shooting at his son who got a 7-month-old baby in his hand, I'm like, we done. Like, that type of nigga behavior needs to stop tomorrow. Like, if you're going to pull a gun on your son, you should have never had him. If that's where unless he just, I can't even think of what your child can do to you to put you in a position like that, where you're going to shoot at him while he holding a 7-month baby. Like, the disregard for life in our community needs to be addressed, right? Like, how we treat each other on some real shit is amazing at times. And then let a white man in a suit pull up. Let a white man in a suit pull up. You niggas is going to get to acting all the way right. Why is that? You see what I'm saying? So the trauma and like the neglectful way this society has treated us has done a number on us, family. But what you gonna do about it? Let's just do something, Mac. Let's just do something. Figure out how you can help. Figure out how you can be of service to your people. But hating on your people, talking down to your people, being ignorant to the fact that we do need some form of a knowledge base, and being a person that doesn't seek out knowledge but abides by all the tenements of the Bible, to me, that's a confused individual. To me, that's sheep. Because you're right, Mac. They put us on like sheep alert, where most of us, not all, Most of us just going along to get along. But how has that helped us so far, family? You feel me? Hey, Mac, bro, this is why I name my platform Melanated. Like, this is extremely intentional. What you saying is 100 right now, Mac. This is extremely intentional, bro. Black is a color. Let's keep it. This is a using the term black as propaganda. Like that historically, that's propaganda. Somebody scientists made up black, brown, yellow. This is all this is all American propaganda. African American became popular in the 80s when Jesse Jackson and other political pundits wanted to lighten the load. They didn't want to be called Negro anymore and all this kind of shit. So, they kind of made a move to use African American, but still, that don't describe me. I don't feel like an African American. I salute my African brothers and sisters and I ride with them, but I'm not familiar with that culture, right? I've been far removed, generation after generation after generation. I've been far removed from that culture. So you're right. Melanin is really the key factor. If you want to look at it like on some real shit, melanin is really the reason for all of it. This is my opinion, family. Reading books about melanin and shit, the properties in melanin, how people without melanin act, not fail melanin, just people without it in general, how they act. Like when we look at just the Caucasian man in general, his level of survival and how he thinks, and a lot of it is based around the fact that he is melanin deficient, right? The sun won't kill me, family. Let's keep it 1,000. If you're an individual that the sun can kill, you may be kind of savage, right? You may end up being on some savage shit based on that premise. You see what I'm saying? So these are all things we need to think about. This is your brother Harrison. I just wanted to come back, do a new show, probably be back tomorrow. We got some more shit to talk about tomorrow. But if you haven't done so already, family, subscribe to the Melanated Convo on YouTube. These shows are available on all of the digital platforms as well. So if you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, all these different places, you can find the show there. Go to Melanated Convo today. Go to melanatedconvo.com today. That's the website where you can find these shows, you can find news articles, you can find information about history. It's like an empowerment hub. You feel me? And I created that for y'all, family. You feel me? So this is your brother Harrison, Melanated Convo. I love y'all, man. Let's get this shit right. No divisiveness. Shout out to